Savannah news, we are the best. Canada, Toronto, we are the best. Are you ready? Savannah news, we are the best. Truth without fear. Savannah news, we are the best. It's my choice, it's your choice. Nobody Savannah, we are the best. One more time, my brother, we are the best. My sister, Savannah news, we are the best. Regular movie, true life story. Savannah news, we are the best. One more time, my brother, we are the best. My sister, Savannah news, we are the best. Canada, Toronto, are you ready for your formation? Savannah news, we are the best. SSN TV for your information. Listen, Savannah news, we are the best. Savannah news, we are the best. Present Jimmy Adekunle. Listen.
Yes, good morning, my viewers across the world, across the globe, and across the continent. This beautiful Tuesday morning. It's exactly 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. here in Toronto, Canada, and the weather is very, very okay, though it's still very cold, and we're expecting some small shower of snow this morning. We are used to it. It's all God's blessings. I haven't said that. Today, 21st of December, we have barely 10 days to the end of this year 2021, and we pray that all what we have been looking for the past 12 months, 11 months and some days, we will accomplish them as God liveth. Amen. Having said that, we will be going straight to what the paper says today. What the Nigerian newspaper says today, both locally and internationally. And on our discussion point this morning, after the press briefing from all the papers, we'll be having on this studio His Excellency Prince Eniola Ojajuni, a gubernatorial candidate in Ondo State in the last election, to discuss some issues of national concern. Our electoral law, we just learned that Buhari refused to sign it, and he gave his reasons. We don't know the reason he gave, because Buhari is just an individual in the electorate, and in democracy, majority should have the day. The voters said they want direct primary, but our President Muhammadu Buhari, says he won't sign it due to some issues best known to him. And we'll be bringing on this television and a politician, a political analyst in person of Prince Eniola Ojajuni, a former gubernatorial candidate in the last election in Ondo State. First on the list today is the Daily Trust. 45 farmers killed, 5,000 displaced in Nasarawa State. Yesterday, the killing was in Kaduna. Today, killings in Nasarawa State. Killings. We are losing our people on a daily basis. Everybody just take laws into their hands and start killing human beings. Even chickens are not even killed this way. Rams are not killed this way. That they will kill 45 in a day. Yesterday was 37 in Kaduna. Still on the Daily Trust. Another one, residents flees as bandits kill traditional ruler in Kaduna. As they kill in Nasarawa, they kill in Kaduna the same day. Panic as fleeing bandits chase Abuja farmers, abduct 2. They are even right now in Abuja, the seat of power. They have abducted 2 people. ACF, that is Arewa Consultative Forum, slams Buhari and northern governors on insecurity. This is credited to the Daily Trust of today, 21st of December. Omicron, Nigerian enter COVID-19 fourth wave. Nigeria has entered fourth wave now of the COVID-19. So take note, Nigerians, you are in the fourth wave already now. And anything can happen, restrictions can come up, adhere to restrictions. No winner for 2021 Daily Trust African of the Year. Wow, no winner. Interesting. INEC seek 305 billion for 2023 polls as Senate passes budget today. I want to ask a question. INEC always seek for money every 4 years. 305 billion. We have 774 local governments in Nigeria. If you pick your calculator and share this money within local governments for developmental projects, you will see that a lot will have been taken care of in our local governments. The problem we have in Nigeria is corruption first, and act of maintenance culture. The tables they use for election for this year, the materials they use this year, other things they use this year, they would discard them and they will ask for new one in the next 4 years. Why can't they look for materials that can last at least 8 years, 16 years to be used for elections, to save us from all these huge demands? 305 billion, for goodness sake. Where is the money coming from? The money is still coming from borrowed money from China. The money is still coming from borrowed money from African Development Bank. The money is still coming from borrowed money from IMF, which our children has to pay. And some people will sit down, they say they are using it to conduct election that are rigged, election that are not real. Election takes place here in Canada. They don't spend this of money, and they conduct a peaceful, transparent election. You don't need that huge amount of money to conduct election. In as long as you have security in place, you have the Ministry of Health is there to put in place health to take care of the health challenges that may occur. What else do you need money for? Materials, to print materials. Why can't INEC has their own printing press to be printing materials, to be printing ballot boxes, printing or whatever ballot paper as at when due? What is even the work of Mint? Nigerian Mint and printing that prints our money. What is their duty? Are they not to do all this? Are they not to be complementary something? Synergy among them, where they will now print all these things instead of having this huge of 305 billion naira eating down into our pocket in Nigeria. And it will be every 4 years like that. They'll be collecting billions. The big one here, why I reject electoral bill. That is coming from Buhari. We are going to have somebody to discuss that on this program. We want to know why Buhari rejected the electoral bill. Still on the Daily Trust, why Nigerian foreign mission stinks. This is coming from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Onyema, I can see his picture there. The delegation, in the course of its assignment, discovered very serious and unhealthy rivalry among officers of these organizations who are serving at each of the embassies, high commission abroad. Just pick the Daily Trust this morning. You can see that on page 3. And for the Daily Trust, we are seeing Daily Trust presidency. Defense Buhari visit to Lagos. I don't know which visit is that. Police rescue kidnapped victims, nab cattle rustlers. That is happening. That is from Kogi State in Lokoja. Ex-servicemen protest non-payment of pension in Kaduna State. People now use ransom payment to siphon state funds. That is coming from Kwara government. Love in NYC camp. Falana writes army over female soldiers detention. For real? So that lady she's been detained. For real? But I've seen where army officers in uniform propose to ladies. Why is this our own is now an issue? Even the Nigerian, even the US military, you can see it everywhere. They propose. There's no big deal about it. The army is not a cult. If you travel out, you know that the army is not a cult the way they're taking it in Nigeria. Army are drafted to many issues. If there is issue like health challenge anywhere in hospital, they draft army there. If there is erosion, there is any disaster anywhere, they draft army there to go, to go and fight war, to go and help. If there's earthquake, it's army they will draft first to go and do it. So I wonder why the one in Nigeria is now being ruled, being viewed like a court. Being viewed like a court. From the Daily Trust now, we move on to the Vanguard newspaper. On the front page here, why Buhari won't sign electoral amendment bill. That is on the front page of the Vanguard. On that same front page, how PSC, that is Police Service Commission, blew over 1 billion naira unaccounted funds. Reps committee. Maybe they discovered that during their oversight function. Anambra governor election. APC has no valid candidate. That's serious. APC has no valid candidate. Magoro's position on ending insecurity, right? That is credited to some security expert. Ikpomwen and Bello was saying that the man is right, the retired general, that's blame Buhari, that Buhari is not doing anything about the insecurity. That's seen on the front page. On the front page again, government killed two policemen, set vehicle ablaze in Anambra. Osun passes 129.7 billion budget for 2022. Killings. Arewa Consultative Forum accuses Buhari governors of being insensitive to loss of lives. Of course, they are, because there are killings in Kaduna, and the government, the Senate president, the vice president, the speaker, that is our number 2, number 3, and number 4, with their entourage, they flew above Kaduna where they killed Nigerians. They flew to Katsina to go and honor the son of the president who was being given a chieftaincy title. Can you see? Can any insensitivity more than that? So they don't even care about the life that was lost. They don't even care who was killed. Still on the Vanguard newspaper, 13 died in Bauchi multiple auto crashes. You can find that in the Vanguard on page 7 on the page 4 on the Vanguard. Kwakwanso loses young brother, Inoa. Oh, our condolence for that. Kwankwanso, he loses his young brother. That's the politician. Pandemonium in Imo communities as kidnappers abduct chief priest. That is serious. Adoption. It seems that kidnapping is now the trade of most Nigerians, most criminals in Nigeria. They don't rob again. They don't steal again. There's no burglary again. What they are doing now is kidnapping, because there's no how you can go and rob a house. You can get 10 million. But if you kidnap one person, you can have a ransom of 10 million, 50 million, 20 million. So they've seen that place now as a lucrative business. Yes, this one again on the Vanguard, Timothy Adegoke. I hope you remember that the young man that was murdered in Hilton Hotel, Ile-Ife. Adedoyin continue detention by police, abuse of his right. That is coming from the lawyer. Can you imagine? The police are still investigating. There have been a problem about the autopsy. You people have went to bring a fake autopsy. So the man has to still stay behind bars for them to get all the right thing. Because if Adedoyin leaves that place, Adedoyin is an influencer. He has the money. He has money and is connected. He can influence. He can spoil all the investigation. He can bribe his way out. So they should keep him there until police are through with their investigations. We in Savannah here will support that wholeheartedly. Murder of US-born doctor. FCT police begins manhunt for assailants. The doctor was killed in Abuja, and I think he's prepared to live for greener pasture or so. I don't know, but he was killed. Still on the Vanguard newspaper now. This one is coming from Ogun State. MTU convocation. 48 students to bag first class degrees. That is very, very commendable. Another one here again. Why Buhari must reopen all southern borders. That is credited to Guru Maharaji. Go to the Vanguard newspaper, you will see all these stories there. We go now to the Nigerian Tribune. Buhari surrender to APC governors. Right NAS. Buhari surrender to APC governors right NAS that he will not sign electoral bill into law. Can you imagine that? The governors have their way because anyway, I won't discuss about that. We're bringing somebody here to come and trash that issue. Court voids Andy Oba participation in Guba election. Oh, that is why they said APC has no candidate. Court had void Andy Oba as the candidate of that of APC. Good one. Avoid patronizing touts. Pay online for passport application. Federal government tests Nigeria. They are always having a shortcut. If you pay online, you wait for donkey months before you can get your passport. But when you get to that place, some people are there to do it for you if you can pay some extra fee. And all over like that, all over Nigerian High Commission in the whole world. The same character they brought to everywhere in the world. If you want to get a passport now, a Nigerian passport, you have to pay your way. If you want to go through the normal channel, be ready to spend 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months before you can get results. But somebody that want to travel, you need your passport on time. You don't have an option to go and do it the Nigerian way. Let me use that language, Nigerian way. Still on the Nigerian Tribune, state funds being siphoned to meet kidnappers' demand. Kwara Attorney General alleges. Really? Ekiti 2022. 17 PDP aspirants meet for peace talk in Abuja. 17 PDP aspirants meet for peace talk in Abuja. That is good, and there is one of our own who is an aspirant there. I'm talking of Honorable Olukemi Ojo. She's a woman aspirant in Ekiti State, and we wish her the best of luck. We're using this medium to wish her the best of luck. Committee of Vice Chancellors engages ASU over strike threat. You see, most of these Vice Chancellors were member of ASU. They're member of ASU before they became Vice Chancellor. Now they have entered their comfort zone as a Vice Chancellor. So now they don't see anything good in ASU any longer. That's how Nigeria is. The moment they enter their comfort zone, they forget about it. They forgot about. I remember when Oshimole was NLC governor, NLC president. He was fighting tooth and nail for strike for better Nigeria. When he became governor, he went against the NLC procedures. He faulted their procedures because it is now at the other end. The moment they cross the Rubicon, they change from what they are. That's why you see some of these people there that they call themselves activists. They are not really activists. By the time you give them food to start eating, and according to an adage, if you are eating, you have to maintain the decorum of not talking. The example is your Minister of Labour and Productivity, the SAN, this lawyer, what's his name? The one that is Naya Data or whatever it is now. Do you see him talking again? He's not talking. He's not talking because he's now a minister, and before now he has been an activist. Everywhere you hear about him. But today, do you hear about him? If you are hearing about him, is for him to start defending this criminal government. That is it. We don't have activists like that. Only very few wholehearted activists we have. The rest are genuine activists. When you give them small stipend, they change gear. Oh, good one. 17 years old Jemima becomes Lagos one-day governor. Perfect. They are still doing that. I think it started during Tinubu's era. They are still doing it. It's good to encourage these young lads. We are still on the Nigerian Tribune. We take one now, and then we now move on. Overseas Telecoms to pay $0.045 for terminating local network calls in Nigeria. That is credited to NCC. And here we have the editorial, the Koyi marriage registry issue. That is in the editorial. Go and check that one out. But the real case, the Koyi magistrate, whatever, is not. I don't think it's not among those that was being prescribed by the court. Yes, from the Nigerian Tribune now, I think we have to move on to the Financial Times. No, sorry, we have to move on to this day newspaper. Buhari withhold assent to electoral bill. That is the front page. Says imposing direct primaries undemocratic. Can you imagine? How can you say imposing direct primaries undemocratic? I don't understand these people. I don't understand these people. We are still on this day. Federal government restates commitment to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. We have been hearing this for the past 6 years. Even if you have been lifting 1,000 for the past 6 years, you have lifted something now, but you are only seeing it on paper. These are all paper issue. You are lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. Can you imagine? Rep Committee, CBN, Loud Cross River Chicken Factory. Fine. We are still on this day, and in a short while after this day, we will be having our guest on this program, Prince Eniola Ojajuni, to discuss the electoral law with us here. IG orders probe of 22 million Bitcoin extortion by police officers. Police officers. Yes, I haven't said that now. On this note, we have finished the paper review for today, 21st December 2021. 10 days to end this year, and it shall all end in praise in Jesus' mighty name. I haven't said that. We just have some question for Nigerians. I got this, just my thought this morning about that country, Nigeria. What suddenly happened to the Bring Back Our Guests movement? Have all the guests returned? Or it was a mere selfish project by aggrieved individuals? I'm sure we all remember the Bring Back Our Guests that was coined out of the Chibok guests. Those guests have not returned back all, and nothing is heard about this bring back our guest campaigner any longer. Why has Dasuki not gone back to court to face charges for his monumental fraud since he was granted bail last year? Does bail mean all charges have been dropped forever, or has he been going to court secretly? These are questions for Nigerians. Those who promise that they will expose sponsors of Boko Haram as soon as possible, what are they still waiting for? Up to now, 5 years down the line, we haven't had the name or prosecution of any sponsor up to this moment. And they said they know the sponsor, but we have not had any name. Nobody has been arrested. Nothing. That is Nigerian for you. Where is the alleged kidnapper kingpin? Big question. Mr. Wadume, who was rescued from a lawful police custody by soldiers, acting on orders from above, who also shot dead the 3 policemen in Adamawa State. What's the update on that? Where is he? Wadume. I hope Nigerians remember that story. Where's the guy? That policemen were killed. Also, how about Sadiq Oguchi? I think Nigerians remember him. The masterminder of Nyanya bombing. How about him? We're not hearing anything about him. How about Kabiru Sokoto, who was apprehended for the Sulu Catholic Church bombing? Where are they? When Boko Haram members repent and get rehabilitated, do they mention their sponsors? This is a germane question. Also, how do we monitor them to ensure they don't go back to rejoin the terrorists? These are questions for the federal government of Nigeria to answer. Where are we on the sensational NDDC of the mic exposure? Remember that probe where they said you off the mic, when the guy was rolling out all the secrets? Are the people just going to get away with such monumental fraud as exposed by Okpabio and Co? That's the country for you. What is the outcome of EFCC investigation into the alleged multi-billion naira financial misappropriation and embezzlement by the chairman and commissioners of Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission? I hope you still remember that. And illegal use of the commission's money against president's directive to buy expensive luxury cars for themselves and their spouses. I think we remember that probe. Anything heard about it up to this moment? Where are we now on the Magu issue? The former EFCC chairman, is he still on suspension, or has he been removed? Was he found guilty, or was it just a setup? These are questions we want to hear from the government, that they are all sweeping under the carpet. How did the police arrive at discharging Abba Kyari without releasing the circumstances surrounding his involvement and vindication by the special panel of investigation? Does it mean that FBI lied? Is it the duty of the police officer, the crime investigator, to mediate between Taylor and an international criminal? That's Nigeria for you. As we said on this studio, Abba Kyari is back to his duty. He works now in the villa. When will we see the report of the NPC audit that was promised to be released within the first 6 months? This government promised that in the first 6 months they will release the audit of NPC. Where is the audit? Who are to help us out on this? This is coming from Savannah News Television. Having said that, briefly we will try to link up with Prince Eniola Ojajuni to discuss briefly on the reason why Buhari rejected the electoral bill. Before that, we will go on a small commercial break while we are trying to get across to our guest.
Like and subscribe to our page on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Savannah News TV. Tune in and watch Savannah News TV. We are live. Savannah News TV. We create awareness about our place in Africa. Savannah News TV. We are distinct, we are focused, we deliver top-notch news in Savannah News TV. Equitable reporting without fear or favor. Savannah News TV. Sincere positive change to us and our environment is our aim. Savannah News TV. Tune in and watch Savannah News TV. We are live. Savannah News TV. Our CEO Prince Radekonde Oluchimi Chapa. Savannah News TV. I'm a living witness. Keep watching Savannah News TV. Like and subscribe to our page on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Savannah News TV.
It seems we are trying to get across to our guest this morning in person of His Excellency Prince Eniola Ojajuni, a gubernatorial candidate of a party in the last dispensation in Ondo State, and I think he's coming on board in a second right now. I think Prince Eniola is there. Yeah, good morning, Prince Eniola Ojajuni. You are on to Savannah News Television this morning. Today, 21st.
Good afternoon from here, Mr. Joe.
Yeah, today is 21st of December.
Almost good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, 21st of September of December 2021. Exactly 6:36 a.m. this morning. Prince Eniola Ojajuni, how is Lagos this morning? Are you there, Prince? Oh, The network is seems the network is bad. We will continue to try.
I'm back now. The network is perfect. I'm here.
Okay, I said how is Lagos this morning?
Well, bless God. Good afternoon, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine.
Merry Christmas in advance and Happy New Year.
Same to you. I said how is Lagos this morning?
Well, Lagos is cool. The temperature is about 27 centigrade this afternoon presently.
Wow, that is hot. And we are here in Toronto, Canada. The temperature is minus. We are in minus here, so you can see how cold it is. Anyway, I will say that why we brought you on this studio this morning is for I'm sure you knew about the electoral bill that ought to have been signed into law by Mr. President. And Nigerian woke up this morning to a shocker to realize that Mr. President refused signing the electoral bill. What do you think might have been his reason, Your Excellency?
Well, I'm not surprised by the Mr. President unfortunate incident by refusing to sign the Electoral Act into law. If you look at it critically, that direct primary is the best form of democratic system never in the world. And this is the same policy, direct primary, that the Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the national leader of APC, used against the former governor then, His Excellency Akinwumi Ambode, and after the primary of Ambode, and every Lagosian was satisfied that Nigeria has come to an advance whereby that people can choose who represent them at every level. But unfortunately, that the same set of people who were really supporting the policy of Tinubu then against Ambode, including the APC themselves. Unfortunately, that the Mr. President failed to sign the Electoral Act into law. And don't forget that members of the National Assembly, when INEC forward the electoral amendment bill to them, INEC and 89% of the members of the National Assembly, they were okay comprehensively that direct primary is the best form of democratic sector whereby you can elect the right people who can represent us both at the local government level, at the state of House of Assembly, of representative, and also the National Assembly level to the level of governor or presidency. But fortunately, the PDP, the opposition party, were the first party who came out to condemn the direct primary. And I know that when PDP come to condemn the direct primary, I knew that the danger ahead that Mr. President may find it difficult to sign that electoral act into law, because Mr. President himself, the system that brought him to power is corrupt. It's sabotaged. So Mr. President himself, in getting that bill, it's just unfortunate that Mr. President may not understand or understood the technical democratic language in that bill. You know, he's surrounded by cabals who don't want power to go back to the people.
Network there.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Nigerians should come out and kick against this, that Mr. President must have needs to sign this electoral amendment bill into law, whereby 2023 Nigeria can easily go and elect their own people who can easily represent them at any levels of government in this country.
Yeah, thank you. Having said that, with the power in the hands of the National Assembly, can they override the president on this issue? Oh, Nigerian situation, you know, the network is maybe. Yeah, Prince Eniola. Oh God, we are still. Okay, are you hearing me now? Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Yeah, I say with the powers in the hands of the National Assembly constitutionally, can they override Mr. President on this? Wow. Seems the network this morning in Lagos is bad. It's bad. And I don't know. And this is a very germane question.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay. I said, with the powers vested on the National Assembly, can they override Mr. President on this?
Yes, they can. But looking at the body language of the National Assembly, you know, the Senate President have said it that whatever the Mr. President brought to the tables of the National Assembly, they are going to sign it, whether bad or good, that are going to sign it into law. So it's been difficult for the National Assembly to overpower the Mr. President because these people, they are the same set of cabal party men who just want Nigerians. They just want to keep Nigeria in the circles of satanic mindset, whereby they don't want the real people to come to the National Assembly to debate.
So in this aspect, then what is the need? Why do we have National Assembly? Oh my God. Oh my God. The network is bad.
If Nigeria should stood up and kick against us, why Mr. President have the means to sign that law, that electoral act into law, because it's the best solution to our problem that can solve 68%.
Well, I think
Tomorrow, it's for government, Senate. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Your Excellency, I can hear you, but the line is going up off and on. I think this junction, we have had your own contribution on the aspect of it. What you wanted to say, what you wanted to get out of this is that why the president refused to sign it, and you have outlined the reasons, and also if the National Assembly have the power to veto on that to override Mr. President, because we learned that the National Assembly were gunning for direct primaries, and if they can stand by their words, if they have the impetus as being an independent organ of the government, they should be able to override the president on this issue. Yes, Comrade Eniola Ojajuni, your parting words this morning for Nigerians. I'm sure you have listened to our paper review this morning, and I want you to just give your own parting words this morning, Tuesday, 21st December, before we shut down.
Well, my advice to Nigeria is that Nigeria should keep their faith strong in God. And 2022 is around the corner, and we are going to see 2022. And Nigeria should come out and stand against this. Nigeria should come out and tell Mr. President why he needs to sign this electoral amendment bill into law. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Your Excellency Prince Eniola Ojajuni. He's a media commentator and a former gubernatorial candidate of a party in Ondo State in the last dispensation. Thank you, Prince Eniola, for having you on Savannah News Television this morning.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you. Yes, gentlemen and ladies, you have heard from him this morning why Mr. President refused signing into law the electoral bill of which backs direct primary. From what you have gathered, the governors are hell-bent on indirect primaries because that's what they use in controlling the entire state. You know, they have their own delegates in their pocket, and they will tell their delegates what to do. So we cannot have a democratic procedure with that, and they are gunning for that. If they have a delegate in their pocket, they will determine who will be the member of House of Assembly in their state. They will determine who will be the member of House of Representatives from their state in the National Assembly. They will determine who will be the senator representing the district in the central district in their various states, because the governors are the one that appointed the delegates from the ward level. So they have all the names of the delegate. They handpick people from various wards as delegates. So whoso that is being unpicked by the governors, they dance to the tune of the governor. So you see that the governor will just give directive, go this way, and they go that way. But because they want to remove the power out of the governors, they want to make the power democratic, that everybody will have say. And the governor said no. They said no, and we have a puppet president that anything they give to him to sign, he signs. Anything they say should not sign, he should not sign. Are we even sure that Buhari even read all these things? Are we even sure that Buhari even knows about all these things? Are we sure it's not the job of fifth columnists that are doing all this on his behalf? Because I don't know the reason why he said he will not sign into law the electoral bill, which means Nigerians should not be expecting a free and fair election come 2023. Good morning. Having said that, we are coming to the end of today's program this morning, and we will continue to roll out any breaking news to our viewers as it all unfold. And once again, I will indulge you to please kindly go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our channel, Savannah News Television, so that you can be in business. Kindly go there, press the like button, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please, we beg you, from Savannah News Television. I remain your host, Prince Olujimi Adekanle Lijoka. Good morning.
This is for Savannah News. Savannah News. We are the best. We are not the best, sister. Hey, Savannah News. We are the best. We break the news from the share. Savannah News. We are the best. Accurate reporting in fine family. Savannah News. We are the best. Essence Television, Essence TV, and Savannah News. We are the best. One more time, brother. We are the best, my sister. Oh yeah, Savannah News. We are the best. If you want here, about Savannah News. We are the best. Essence Television, for your information. Listen, Savannah News. We are the best. Canada, Toronto. Are you ready? Savannah News. We are the best. The deep truth without fear. Savannah News. We are the best. It's my choice. It's your choice. Nobody. Savannah News. We are the best. One more time, my brother. We are the best, my sister. Savannah News. We are the best. Regular movie. True life story. Savannah News. We are the best. One more time, my brother. We are the best, my sister. Savannah News. We are the best. Canada, Toronto. Are you ready for your convention? Savannah News. We are the best. SSN TV. For your information. Listen, Savannah News. We are the best. Savannah News. We are the best. Present Jimmy Adekanle. Listen.
Yes, listen. Always listen to Savannah News Television on this platform. Thank you, and God bless.